welcome to today's League of Legends Roundup, where I cover MSI Semifinals Day 2, Knockout Stage Day 2, whatever you want to call it. Between T1 and G2, we had another 3-0. I didn't expect this. I expected a close series, and this was the farthest thing from close. I would argue EG played RNG tougher than G2 played T1 today. T1 absolutely beat the living hell out of G2. I mean, this was not close. I honestly, I thought about it when I was setting this up. I'm like, who even played well for G2? And in the end, I figured out it was Broken Blade in my head. But, this was just a complete and utter dominating performance. Going into tomorrow, I had RNG beating T1 3-1. After today, could just throw it out the window. I expect a great series tomorrow. And if T1, we'll get into it. I'm going to recap the games in case you didn't wake up early to watch it, or you saw 3-0 when you woke up and you're like, screw that, I'm not going to watch the game. So, game 1, T1 would dive top at 3 minutes. That would be an exchange of kills 1 for 1. Simultaneously, G2 would dive bot. In doing so, Faker roamed down bot to offset the G2 dive in bot lane after Caps had went top lane to offset the T1 dive. So the mid laners split sides. Faker gets a double kill, so T1 actually come out ahead in the exchange 3-2. T1 then get a pick at 5 minutes. G2 dive bot a second time at 9 minutes, 2-0. But at that time, T1 were taking turrets. Laning phase ends at 9 minutes. Kills are 4-4. But T1 has a 3.5k gold lead. A minute later, there's an exchange of kills in bot 1-1. T1 then take a mountain. And the game slows down. Between 11 minutes and 19 minutes, we have no kills, but T1 would open up a lead. They had 7k gold lead by 17 minutes. The gold lead had doubled from 9 to 17 minutes. T1 take a second Drake and Infernal. 19 minutes, they win a fight in the jungle 3-1, which leads to a Baron. A 2-0 team fight win after the Baron, a 10.5k gold lead. And at this time, Faker was 4-0-1 on a Tristana mid. T1 are up 10-6. They use the Baron to go to Hextech Soul Point, and then they end with the Baron 3-1 in mid. Guma with a double. Very clean first game, 24 minutes. You see that the kills were close, but T1 were up in gold. At 9 minutes, 3.5k gold would double it by 17 minutes and just ran away. Game 2, T1 would do a level 1, carry a flash hooking Caps to get a kill. There would be an exchange 1 for 1 on that play. Our second level 1 in the last 2 days. At 10 minutes, T1 would then win a fight in bot 1-0. So there were nothing happened between 1 and 10 minutes. 11 minutes, there would be another skirmish in bot. And then laning phase would end. T1 up 3k gold, 3-2 in kills at 12 minutes. G2 then take a mountain. Faker would solo kill Flacket in the side lane at 15 minutes, which would get traded 1 for 1. 16 minutes, G2 would win a fight in the jungle 2-1 around their base. Broken Blade with both kills on the Scion. A minute later, Caps and Zeus would exchange solo kills, killing each other in bot lane. G2 then get a pick, take an Infernal, and at 20 minutes, G2 have the gold kill lead 8-6. T1 with the gold lead 3k. Targamas is 1-0-4 on the Braum. 21 minutes, G2 actually win a fight in mid-jungle 2-0. Broken Blade with a, not Broken Blade this time, Flacked with a double this time around. They wouldn't do anything with it, which is probably why they lost this game. They had to force the issue and they didn't. 24 minutes, T1 would go mid. That would lead to Prio over the Baron. They then take the Baron at 26 minutes, winning a fight 5-0 to do so. Faker with a triple on LeBlanc. Faker ends up being MVP, by the way. Led the game on the Tristana in game 1. Completely outplayed the hell out of Caps. People say, oh, well, the matchup. Well, no. Caps went top to offset. At 3 minutes, offset a dive. Faker did the same thing. Faker came away with 2 kills. Caps didn't. And Faker punished Caps every time he left the lane. Game 2, his LeBlanc, much more impactful than Caps' Ari. So, T1 take a Cloud with this Baron to prevent Cloud Soul Point, and then at 27 minutes, they're up 12-11 with the Baron, and Owner is 2-2-8 on the Lee Sin. Owner played a great set of games. Everybody on T1 played a great set of games. 29 minutes, T1 win a fight 2-0 in mid-jungle. That puts their gold lead up to 10.5K. They reset, and they end 3-0 at 32 minutes. Final score 18-11. By the way, both early games were actually really slow when it comes to ganks, dives, roams. I didn't mention this in game 1 either. Both teams 0 for 1 before 9 minutes. In game 2, both teams 0 for 1 at 12 minutes. Not as active junglers in the laning phase. Then again, laning phase between these two games only was 21 minutes total. So, I mean, very short laning phases. Game 3 was an absolute stomp, just like RNG did to EG in game 1 yesterday. T1 really, ran away with this. First blow would come at 8 minutes when G2 would go bot, trading kills 1 for 1. Yankos using his ultimate on Nocturne. A minute later, T1 get 2 kills in the river. 10 minutes, they then win the first team fight of the game, 3-1 for the Rift Herald. Owner with a double. T1 would then use that Rift to end laning phase at 11 minutes, up 6-2, 4.5K gold. Owner is 3-0-3 on the Lee Sin. Faker solo kills Flacket again at 11 minutes. T1 take a cloud. And then at 14 minutes, they get a couple kills in bot. A minute later, they get a couple more kills in bot. And by 15 minutes, now they're up 11-2. Gold leads 10K. Owner is 4-0-6. So the gold lead has more than doubled between 11 and 15 minutes, and it wouldn't stop there. T1 win a fight at 16 minutes, 4-0 on top, which pushes their gold lead to 13K. Talking too fast, getting excited, because this is just a snowball. Just like the game, my words are snowballing on top of each other. Up 13K at 17 minutes, G2 would attempt to pick off Zeus and would need all 5 members, and Zeus would end up coming out ahead 2-1 in a 5v1 on the Gnar. T1 take an Ocean after that, and then at 20 minutes they push to end through bot 4-1. Zeus with a triple on Gnar. Final score after some kills around the Nexus 22-5. Just a complete and utter dominating performance by T1 in this 3-game series. Broken Blade, I would say, is the only player that could probably come away with this from this series and say, I played pretty decent. I mean, in game 2, for a long time on the Scion, he was the only person doing anything. It was truly a remarkable, this was the T1 that everyone saw in the LCK, and I watched in the LCK throughout Spring Split. RNG are hot after yesterday. T1 are hot right now. They've got their confidence back. We'll see how game 1 goes. People are saying it, and I agree with it. Game 1 was what was going to decide this series. If T1 came out on top, things were going to go well. And it did happen that way, and tomorrow I think it'll be a similar situation. T1, the younger players having some pressure, but right now they are confident. Game 2 specifically was so aggressive out of T1. The aggression was out of this world. Everybody just playing with no, they gave nothing. They did not care. They were I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this fight, take this 1v1. There was no hesitation at all in T1. They knew they were the better team on the Rift. They knew they could outplay every player on G2. It truly was it was quite a series. Faker ends up being MVP, like I said. His Tristana in game 1 was the carry. Game 2, his LeBlanc was a carry. In game 3, he solo killed Flacket, and he had something really cool happen in the early game where he absolutely Caps has the stronger side of the early game matchup in Zoe Akali, and he had an opportunity to kill Faker, and he couldn't pull it off. Faker absolutely outflashed him, was able to get an execute in a way that, required a replay. It was just unbelievable. Just a great performance. Owner had a great series. Carrier had a great series. His Nautilus was disgusting. His Renata was great. This was the T1 going into this tournament that was first. This team is going to win MSI. It is good in every role. Zeus in game 3, absolutely great. Game 1, they go Gwen GP. He wins the matchup, and instead of wanting to play it again, G2 are like, we are going to ban both Gwen and GP because BB can't win either side against this guy. So they say, okay, BB, we're going to put you on tanks now because this guy you can't beat. And like, it was just incredible performance from T1. Comment down below with how you think tomorrow's going to go after we saw how RNG played, how T1 played today. This early game by T1 was something else. I think that Tristana mid is a big pick because now they're showing RNG, hey, you want to pick Galio early game or TF early game or whatever and roam all around Jiahu, that's fine. We're going Tristana mid and you're going to lose your turret at 9 minutes. Like, that's pretty much the gauntlet T1 laid down today. So comment down below. How do you feel about that? How the meta may have shifted going into finals? You know, do your prediction. How do you think it's going to go? Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. I'm doing an LPL summer preview series. All my videos are done. I'm publishing one each day. So I guess, some people may have found my videos. They're not published, so whatever. Every day I'm going to publish one, and I'm also going to do it for the other 3 major regions as well. Do a video each on the smaller regions, projecting how maybe the summer splits will go based off of stats. But nevertheless, thank you for watching this video. I hope you stay tuned for more content, and yeah, once again, thank you for watching.